I got a wife and children at home. You know, like I don't know. All of a sudden, responsibility seemed difficult.
Yeah,
and it was
the chaos was more appealing.
It did. And I that day when I had that phone call with him, that day when I hung up the phone, I was like, "There's no way I'm ever getting loaded again." That's what I thought. 2 weeks later, I was heading out to an addiction conference, and I thought, you know what? I could get high one time. Nobody's going with me to this conference. Yeah. I'll just say I'm going there. Yeah. I'll go to Las Vegas.
I'll get Little Jimmy.
I'll get high.
Yeah.
So I called him up and I was like, "Hey, can you get me a quarter ounce? I want to get high just one time."
That same friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, meet me here." So I met him there and started a cycle of 5 years of misery.
Fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I only do Instagram now.
That's a good one. That's a good one, buddy. That's a good, mark that one.
Playback.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? Like because you know.
I was like, am I talking right
Wait. So what do you think about that?
Nice to meet you. I'm Shane.
That's the weirdest thing you've ever done.
Not really. Not even close. Not even close, bro. Are you kidding me?
I mean, live on the podcast.
Are we live?
I don't know, Michelangelo. Are we live?
Damn it!
We're
I'm
live.
sorry.
Should I do my intro?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I don't have one. We don't have an intro.
We don't. That was it.
That was it. My intro is Michelangelo. Are we live?
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah."
Sad. We can't sing.
Yeah.
We can sing?
We can't. Oh, you
Oh,
can.
oh, wait,
yeah.
you can
wow.
sing.
You sounded excited there.
No.
Belt went out
I
for
totally
us.
thought can you sing?
She can.
Holy crap.
She can sing.
Well, no.
What's she like? How a verse?
No.
A small line.
Definitely not. No.
Vera.
No.
What has become of you?
You can sing.
I'm just trying to get you going here.
No, it's not going to work.
Is anybody here? Come on, let's go.
No.
Do you know that song?
No, I don't even know what you're saying.
Pink Floyd?
Yeah. No.
Vera?
Sorry. I mean, I know Pink Floyd. No.
Yeah, I never heard that song. He sings it like every once in a while.
It's the only one I know.
It's the only song that you know.
It suits my voice.
Suits your voice.
Vera. Yeah, just suits my voice. I love it.
I can't sing at all.
No.
Not
you have like a very deep voice, and then when you sing, it goes
a little lighter,
a little higher,
a little softer.
You're like, Vera.
Yeah.
We don't even do intros here.
No.
But what's your name?
Breezy.
Is your real name?
No, it's Brianna. But my parents have called me Breezy since I was born.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Did that lead to your troubles? No, I'm joking.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you never know nowadays. Because...
What your name is?
No. What leads you to have that kind of panic or anxiety ridden? Because sometimes when my mother would say, get up, you're late for school, I would hear something totally different. Like I would hear, you're lazy. Yeah, you're lazy. You're slow. You're this, you're that.
Why are you still in bed?
Yeah, bro.
Only losers stay in bed.
Yeah, still, now. Yeah. It's true. Bitch.
Blame it on your mom. Blame it on your mom for all the horrible things you think about yourself.
Right? God.
I get that.
So Breezy.
Yes.
I had you in my phone as Brianna.
Okay.
Is that not correct?
Well, I guess my professional name, I go by Brianna.
Oh, you have a professional name?
Yeah, my given name I use as my professional name, but I feel like Breezy, I should just start using it more because people remember me better.
You know what's really strange is, and it's not really strange, but we know nothing about you.
Zero.
Just here's a list of names.
Yeah.
Give them a call.
Yeah.
And we didn't even do a Google search on you or an Instagram search.
Nothing.
Nothing.
What kind of shirt you got on there?
What?
What does the shirt say?
Camp Sober Fest.
Camp Soberfest.
Yes.
Nice. We'd like to be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
We don't care.
Okay.
Anything
awesome.
that has
Anything
to
to
do
do-
with sober and fest.
And fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
we're
fun.
In. Yeah,
Yes.
we're in.
Yeah. So Camp Soberfest, we held our first, I guess it's kind of like a retreat, but it was last year. We had 135 people show up in Big Bear,
Damn.
California.
Wow.
We all stayed in little cabins with twin-size bunk beds with like the jail type of memory mattress. Yeah, very uncomfortable for 2 nights. But the whole weekend was all about having fun.
Was it up at that wellness center? They have ropes course.
No, it was at YMCA Camp Whittle.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Camp. You've heard of
Yeah,
Camp.
I have.
You've heard of Camp
Well,
Whittle.
because I was up there in Lake Arrowhead for a little while.
That's not Lake Arrowhead. She said Big Bear.
It is Big Bear, yeah.
Oh, Big
well,
Bear,
fawn
Lake
skin,
Arrowhead,
but
sorry.
yeah.
Tomato. Come on, you guys.
Lake Arrowhead's over here. Big Bear's over here. If you're over there,
All right.
don't get upset.
12-minute drive. 12-minute drive.
It's more like what, like 30
Yeah, it's like
across from the
it
top.
depends.
all the
It depends
way.
on where you're at in Big Bear, I guess.
Okay, so Big Bear, I'm sorry.
Gang up on chain
Yeah,
time.
this is how this happens almost every. Oh, geez, look at how about that?
I thought someone was farting.
Have you ever done that on a podcast?
I don't do. On a podcast. I'll tell you a funny story, though. Back in Canada, I was a executive at a pharmaceutical company. I had a lunch meeting, and it was really cold, so we wore long underwear. And
I don't even know why I thought that was funny.
and I didn't,
Long underwear
and just so and I was not feeling well, and I had to, and I did, and don't ask
In the long underwear?
in the long underwear, and I wasn't wearing short underwear. So when I stood up, all the doo-doo was in my sock.
Oh no,
It was unbelievable.
I don't ever want to hear.
It was
that
a
story.
crazy day. I would, I don't know how we got to here.
Wait,
but
why
yeah.
did you poop your pants?
I
I'm
just
so
was,
confused.
I was
know,
sick.
right?
I was sick, and I had an important meeting to go to, and I thought I just had a little gas.
Oh,
And I
you
lifted-
sharded.
I
Okay.
sharded. No, it was a lot more than a shard. Okay, believe me, I wish I could classify it as that. It was a Hiroshima shard. It was crazy, and I knew right away what had happened.
How do you get?
And I'm wearing a suit. You got to understand
do you
something.
get out of
I'm wearing
there?
a suit with
How do
long
you get out
underwear
of
on.
there?
Oh, just like this. So I got 2-3 guys right there, and
That
sat there
story's,
for
like,
at
making
least
me
15,
hot.
20 minutes. In it.
No.
Oh yeah, I was.
Oh,
in
you were
it.
in the meeting when this happened.
I was in the meeting when this happened, and I was in it, and I was actually in the meeting and in it for 15 or 20 minutes.
No,
just
and
thinking,
people
they were-
they could smell it. I hate to tell you this, but they could smell it. You should have just got up and
Bro,
left.
they were
Just
talking,
gone.
and I was smiling and sweating, and I started to get itchy. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do
I
here?
just, you know that this is going out on the internet.
Yeah, that's fine.
forever.
This is forever.
This is like a forever thing.
Forever.
This
This
is how
is
you want your children.
So
to
so that's
remember.
funny because at Camp
happens.
Soberfest,
It
I
happens.
was trying to figure out a way to break the ice with everyone. At Camp Soberfest. So we had this icebreaker at the very beginning where we had I had a duck, and I put duck around and find out.
Yeah.
That was like the name of the game I made. And I would throw the duck to people, and they would have to introduce themselves,
Yes.
their sobriety
I love
date,
it.
and then they would say a very ridiculous story of something that happened in their
Right.
addiction. And so I was the one that went first, and I was like, okay, well, I have to, blow it out of the water so that everyone else feels more comfortable and safe to share their ridiculous stories. And I shared a poop story
Oh,
as
you did?
well.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I just literally said that in front of someone.
Yes.
But then every other story
Was
ended
okay.
up being a poop story.
Right.
Like everyone had their own shitting
it's
themselves.
happened to
or some
everybody.
sort of crazy
Yes.
thing where they woke up in a blackout and the walls were
Yes.
covered in poop and they had
Yes.
no idea how
Something.
it happened. And I was
Yes.
like, that was perfect.
Yes.
It was
Good for
everything.
you, you see? Yeah. Ah. Ah.
I think Chad's speechless.
Ah. Oh, good times. We got to laugh in sobriety.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you got to laugh all the
100%.
time, no matter what.
Yes. Yes.
Because we wake up miserable,
yes.
right? It seems like that's almost
I
a
don't.
natural.
You. What are you talking
Well,
about?
I don't mean waking up miserable, but you're waking up happy. That's fine. You're waking up how you're waking up, but problems start right away. Breakfast, problem.
Breakfast.
Even just getting out of bed is a problem.
Driving the kids to school, problem.
Yeah.
So morning to the wife could be a problem. Not sure how she's going to react to that one on a daily basis. You know, when you got 3 fucking kids running around, you don't know what you don't know, right? So I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, we got to smile and laugh every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for making me feel so comfortable. I shared the poop story.
You're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I love that.
Yeah. Are we on?
We're doing a test run, right? Do I sound okay in your guys' headphones?
Sound beautiful.
I do.
A little cloggy.
Cloggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Stuffy?
allergies. No, yeah, I've had allergies all of a sudden. I'm not like happy about it.
No.
It's just like I could can't breathe very well. Yeah.
Better now than next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no, it's allergies, so I feel great. I hope there's no allergies in Italy.
There isn't.
No.
No, just on the plane right over.
Yeah.
Don't breathe.
I'm gonna be sleeping on the plane
Yeah.
ride, I hope. We'll see. So Camp Soberfest. Actually, let's rewind it way back before
Okay.
Camp Soberfest.
Okay.
And then we'll get to Camp Soberfest.
Awesome.
Where are you from?
I'm from Palm Desert, California.
Born and raised?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. First time I've ever met anyone born in Palm Desert.
Yeah. 117-degree summers.
Yeah.
And
very fun.
where do you live now?
I live in Orange.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Very big difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Siblings. There's 5 of us all together. And 3 of them are still in Palm Desert, which is crazy. I thought everyone would eventually leave, but they love it.
How long have you been in Orange County?
I've been here now, I think, for 4 years. But I've been on and off living here since maybe 10 years ago. Yeah. I lived in LA right before I moved back, which was miserable.
Yeah.
That was 2 years. I've lived in San Diego. I kind of bounced around a lot.
San Diego's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like that? Were you sober in San Diego?
No, I was not. Which I think that's probably why I don't have the greatest memories there. That's also the only place I've been arrested in twice. So their cops are, I've heard, a lot stricter. So that's why I definitely, like I said, don't have the best
I
memories
don't have a good memory of my summer living in Palm Desert.
I wonder
like,
why.
at all.
Why was that?
Because my friend and I, we thought we were young still. This was probably like 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, because I've worked in treatment for 22 years. So 25 years ago.
God.
What?
You are old.
I know I am.
Wow.
That's
Unbelievable,
happens,
bro.
yeah.
Shit.
So we were so like such losers that even the drug dealers were like, you guys need something different. I don't know if it's rehab or something, but you guys, the 2 of you need to get the hell out of here.
Oh, wow.
You guys are pathetic. We were pathetic. You know, we couldn't even come up with a scheme anymore to like get another bag.
That's hilarious.
That's how through we were.
That's
We used to. I don't know if they still use the word through, but like we were through.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were done. And so our best thinking was, hey, let's go tell our parents how through we are, and let's move out to Palm Desert. We'll go to the College of the Desert.
Oh, you actually went there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we will get our lives together. So we were doing a geographical.
Yep.
You know what the problem is with doing geographicals?
Yeah,
You
we
bring
do.
yourself.
You bring yourself and all the baggage that you already had. Now, I will say that when you get from there to here, there is a point of time where that throughness goes away for a little while, and you can plot and scheme, and you can get over on people that you've never gotten over on, and you meet new people, and
Suck 'em in.
and we found new crimes to do out there. Like we found that they had these at all the apartment complex. They were no longer taking coins for their laundry machines. They were selling cards. So you would put your money in there, and then a card would drop out, right? Well, there was stacks of money in the side of those.
Inside of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got out just in time. No, I got out of there just in time. My friend ended up getting busted like a month and a half later for
doing that
and went to prison for it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For how long?
Like 3 years.
Jesus.
Well, plus he got caught. This was back when meth
You got
was
caught with a little bit of meth in his
on
pocket.
top of that. Yeah, like an ounce of meth.
Like an ounce. You forgot to mention that was a byproduct. You forgot to mention that part.
Nowadays,
never do a crime with meth in your pocket, though, right? That's like almost the number one fucking rule. The hell is this guy thinking about? You go and do burglary. We're not taking any dope.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I had a girlfriend at the time out there, and I thought it would be a good. I was so like such a loser. I thought that it would be a good idea because I didn't have any way to make any income, so I thought it would be a good idea for her to work at a strip club, or be an escort or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Good looking girl then.
that went on for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strip club in the desert?
She was just an escort. in the
Oh,
desert.
okay. I was like, I don't think I've seen a strip club out there.
Escort
Okay.
in the desert.
Yep. Gotcha.
So, needless to say, I don't have a good. I didn't have a good time. I do have good times, memories of Palm Springs, spring break. When I was young, that was the most happening place to go.
Yes. And
And-
then it really died out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it died out when when they outlawed the G-string or what do they call them? T-backs, whatever they called it. The girls used to just wear, and there was no helmet law, so you had all the guys with their crotch rockets and the girls on the back, and
They outlawed G-strings?
yeah,
Weird.
no, not that weird. This was like the 90s, early
Oh.
90s, like 1990.
They're back now.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you can wear them in public in Palm Springs. I have no idea.
I had no clue. I thought you were talking about men at first. And that men were outlawed to wear G-strings.
Oh no,
You,
this was women
okay. All
riding
right.
crotch rockets.
All right.
So that was my high school days, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a big party. But that was before my life, spiraled out of control.
As it does.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What did you get arrested for in San Diego?
I was drunk in public, both times. First time was on New Year's Eve. I have absolutely no memory of it. The second time I was trying to break into my apartment, and so they didn't believe
Gotcha.
me. I never had. I always lost all of my belongings, and so I didn't have my ID on me to show them that was actually my apartment. And my neighbor called the cops because I was trying to break the glass to get in. Yeah. So fair enough.
What was your drug of choice?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yep. Straight alcohol.
So you're an alcoholic. Huh?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rare.
Love alcohol.
Is it rare?
Yeah, it is.
These days, I feel
It
like,
is.
yeah. I've been sober for 7.5 years. So I feel like now, like all of my sponsees and stuff, I do actually, both of my sponsees right now are straight alcoholics as well. But most of the people that I have sponsored, it's always drugs. So
Right.
yeah, nowadays I feel like it's just a lot more accessible or cool or something. I don't know. For me, my brother was the drug addict, and I just kind of stayed away from it. That was my yet to my addiction. I could keep telling myself I wasn't an addict or an alcoholic if I didn't do drugs.
And
So,
you could keep going because you hadn't done that yet.
Yep, exactly. I
I'm
was
not-
justifying
Yeah,
everything.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. He's been in treatment like 3 times.
Yeah.
I've only been once. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. As
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we do that.
we do. Yes.
We do that. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your life.
My story.
Yeah, your story.
The first drink.
First drink,
You
I
know?
don't remember. I do not remember my first drink. I was probably 13 or 14. But once I had my first, I had my second and my third and my fourth. So it all kind of, I feel like, blends together. And I think with alcoholism specifically, because I've blacked out 1,000 times, my memory is just shot. I don't really remember a lot of stuff that happened. But I am one of 5, like I said. My parents got divorced when I was 2 or 3. My mom's been married 8 times. So that's part of, my fun childhood, meeting different men coming in and out of my life. And then my dad's completely opposite. He never was remarried again. I've never even seen him in a relationship since. So I had like very polar opposite parents. I would be one type of way at my dad's and then a completely different way at my mom's. I could get away with a lot more, My brother, he is also one of us. He's in recovery. And then I actually had a stepbrother from one of the marriages. He died of an overdose as well about 10 years ago. So yeah, it's definitely in my family. My aunt died from her addiction on my mom's side. My cousin on my dad's side passed away last year from her addiction. So yeah, it's not at all. It hasn't been shocking at all for my family to see us in recovery, and thank God that we found it. My dad, he is in his own 12-step program, and he got into it when my parents got divorced when I was 2 or 3. And he has always been the one like reminding us that there's places to go, which is really cool. I feel like that's why we were able to get sober pretty young. And then, yeah, I got sober at 24. That was not my first treatment center. My dad finally saw me in a blackout because I was one of those. The second I turned 18, I moved away. I moved up to San Francisco, and I always attracted the same exact people as myself. And so I stayed away for a couple of years, and then I finally came home for, I don't remember what it was, but I came home, and that's when they finally saw how bad I had gotten. And then I decided to move away to Australia, like you were saying, the geographical. I gave up drinking for Lent when I was in San Francisco, and all of a sudden I had no friends. I was super irritable, and I signed up to go study abroad in Australia. I was like, this sucks. All the people here are terrible, and I'm going to go find my real people out in Australia, which is funny because if you don't know anything about Australian people, they drink, I think most of the population are alcoholics. Like the second I got there, it was like, oh, of course this is where I ended up. Like, this is perfect. And I studied abroad. I was only supposed to be there for 6 months, and I was 20 years old, and I extended it for another 6 months because I was going to be 21 at the end of the year, and I could not fathom coming home without having to be 21 because I had been able to legally drink there.
Is it 18 there?
Yes. Yep. So, to the fact that I was going to be 20 years old in the United States, I was like, oh, no. Like, I'm way too used to being able to go and buy alcohol now. Right. And I came home. I had gained like 30 pounds because of how much I was drinking there all day, all night. I had died almost, 5 times. Got into a lot of altercations. I was punched in the face. I mean, it was crazy. And I loved every second of it. And I came back home. I actually moved out to Orange County, and I got into, I met roommates off of Craigslist, and they all were huge partiers too. And, I dropped out of school, and, it was just kind of off to the races from there. And that's when I went to my first treatment center. I think I was 22. And, there was still that yet. I did not think I was an alcoholic. When the person at the treatment center told me, I was like, yeah, alcohol is literally my best friend. Like, you're crazy. It's not the problem. And so, yeah, it took another 2 years and a lot more destruction. And I moved like 10 times in that 2 years. You know, I hated myself. I hated everything around me. And I just kept moving, trying to figure out what was wrong. And it was always the alcohol. And so then I had, you know, because I could not keep friendships, I just kept moving in with random people from Craigslist, which I don't recommend. And then I got into which I think, unfortunately, a lot of women in, especially that are alcoholics, deal with. I was sexually assaulted, and then I was trying to kill myself every other day. And then I finally got put into a program by my dad, and it was out in Florida. And it was Judy Crane's old place. I don't know if you...
Yeah.
So at the Refuge.
Yep.
Literally saved my life and never looked back. So,
Nice.
I spent 89 days there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, it's amazing. Again, family. I'm just really big on certain things. I guess on every podcast, the theme is family. Your dad was the rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I just want everyone out there that if you don't have family, there are people that you could talk to. We got Chaddock, 4Ts.
He likes to promote my Instagram.
Chaddock, 4Ts on Instagram. You need help, send out a call. We're here for people if you don't have family. But if you do have family, lean on them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to reach out for help. But what's more important, the fact that I don't even think you were reaching out for help yet. Your dad just was like, hey, you need to go to treatment.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he already knew all of the signs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's very true.
And a lot of people don't have that.
A lot of people are in denial, and they don't want to think that their children have problems. And I mean, he was the one that told me both times that I needed to go to treatment. And it was when I called the Refuge, they asked me, you know, how much I was drinking. Of course, I lied. I was like, I'm only going for mental health. I keep trying to kill myself and blah, 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 blah. And they were like, okay, well, don't buy a return flight home. Like, you never know how long you're going to end up staying here. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to be there for 30 days. Like, I'm not an alcoholic, okay?
Right.
Like, just like you said, I was not trying to actually stop drinking. I had no plan to do that. And I did. I booked my return flight home for 30 days. I told everyone I was going to be back in 30 days. And I got there and I was like, oh, okay, this is a problem. This is absolutely a huge problem in my life. And my dad came out for family week, and that's when I told him I was going to stay for however long I needed to until I was better. And he was like, absolutely. That's a great idea.
Nice.
Yeah.
Family programs are really good too. Because a lot of times what happens is family members will drop off their loved ones to us, you know, whether it's a wife or children, and that they'll basically ask us to fix them. But it's not, that's really not that's only a portion of the problem. So we got to change the whole family dynamics.
Yep.
You know, either that or some families are so sick, it's time to sever the cord with the addict.
Yeah.
You know, or the alcoholic. It's like, okay, you're, you know, 22 years old, still living at home with mom and dad. We need to get you being a productive member of society. And so that you don't go back to that same family system because your family's unwilling to participate in the, you know, in the treatment. But we're big on family involvement in all of our treatment centers.
That's awesome.
My family went to the Betty Ford program.
I went there too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we, after that is when, shortly after that is when we started a family program at Hope by the Sea.
Wow. That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you guys. And that was when you
Relapsed as an owner of a treatment center.
Oh, I hear that all the time, actually.
Yeah. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
I'm all about helping somebody that's relapsed because there's so much shame and guilt involved in that. And there's so many people that work in the industry that look down on somebody that relapses. Like, we're not above a relapse. We're not any better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I will be the first one to reach out and help one of those people and, you know, bring them through any of our programs. anybody that works in treatment, it's like, man, if they don't have insurance or whatever, I give them a scholarship, because I really believe in that, like, wholeheartedly. Because going back to treatment saved my life, and I found the tools that I needed that I didn't have prior to that the tools that, the 12-step programs, they don't give them to you. They tell you to seek outside help.
Yes.
For those issues. And it wasn't until I went back to treatment and I really decided, I made that conscious decision to do whatever it took to work through the trauma that I had, that I really hadn't worked on. And I found that therapist that was the perfect therapist for me. I kept going to women therapists because I hated men. Right? And finally I got a man therapist. And I was like, fuck, thanks God.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to open up.
Yeah.
And I did. And I opened up. It's been life-changing. Not just in the fact that like I've been able to not go back down that road, but the fact that I've been able to become more successful in life, that I've been able to, have a sense of peace and freedom inside of myself that I never had before.
Do you feel like that stigma, people who work in treatment usually end up relapsing because they make working in treatment their program? Do you think that that's true?
Yeah, it can be. I think especially for new people, I had a lot of time when I relapsed. I just really had not, I hadn't worked on that internal trauma. And,
so it probably didn't matter if you were still working your program or not. It was going to happen. That's what I kind of think.
I mean, I was working a program.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will tell you though that the most important aspect in my program is is God. In my routine that I have with God on a daily basis, because my relapse does stem from being godless. Telling God that I can take it from here. I got myself this far.
Yeah.
And I can do it on my own, which is not even close to true. Thanks, buddy. Is a fan giving you dry eyes?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, you're welcome.
It doesn't. You know what's weird is it didn't bother me on this side, but on that side, it really bothered me. Yeah,
my eyes are drying out. You know what I was thinking about while you guys were talking?
What?
My family didn't go to treatment. They're too perfect. That's what they think.
Oh.
Is that amazing?
Huh?
No one went to family group. Only me. Yeah.
You went to family group, or you
alone.
just mean treatment?
Alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you? It sounds like you need a
think I need another family group?
Resentment. The only
I'm gonna write a fucking letter.
The only person that your resentment is hurting
It's me.
is you.
Thanks, Chad.
You know this already.
Thank you.
Your mom's a wonderful woman.
Wonderful.
And I'm not going to say your age on the podcast.
Please don't.
You're old enough.
Old enough to know that she's a wonderful woman.
You're old enough to be able to do this life on
I
your
can
own.
wipe my own butt. Oh, hell.
Thought maybe that's why you jumped up earlier.
No.
Thought you were running.
It happened again.
Thought you were running
Can you
out.
imagine? God, I would not tell you guys.
I would hope that you would
We would
just run
smell
out. Yeah, we would say-
We would smell it.
like just like those people you were in that business meeting with.
They did.
Like literally.
All right, sorry to interrupt. God.
This would not be happening on the Edges podcast. I just want you to know right now. This would not happen.
This wouldn't be part of the conversation?
No. You would be kicked out.
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
You need to.
That's why she didn't ask me to come on even. You kidding me? She knows. She knows.
Oh man.
But that's interesting. So God was the thing that was missing in your recovery.
God was missing in my. Yeah. I mean, I had him for like 8 years, and I went from like kind of, my story's like weird because I went from, I had a really good upbringing. My dad's a doctor, but then my whole family went totally broke, and I was homeless like for 5 years. and to getting clean and becoming really successful. And and I had never been successful before in my life. I didn't graduate high school, all these things. I was a horrible student. I had zero self-esteem, zero confidence. So I went after my dream because I believed God left me here after a car accident to help other people that suffer from the same thing that I suffer from, whatever that is. I don't like to call it addiction because I don't suffer. That was my solution. Like using drugs was the solution to my problem.
Yeah.
It's so much more than that. It's so deep, so much deeper than that. But like, I feel like people that do have addiction problems, we all suffer from the same thing, and it's the thing between our ears.
Yeah.
And it's the lies that it tells us. And I went after my dream right from the get-go. God left me here after a car accident. 4 months clean and sober, I started working in treatment. 18 months later, I was running a treatment center. 2 years clean and sober, I opened up a little 6-bed treatment center with my dad. And 3 months after that, we had turned it into 36 beds, and and things just happened. And I was following my dreams, and I got to I got married, I had children, all these things happened in my life, and Facebook happened, the internet happened, Facebook, and a friend of people found me from my old life. I had disappeared for 8 years. People found me from my old life, and they started hitting me up on Facebook. And my best friend, my road dog from those days, hit me up on Facebook, and he was what do you know? He was just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Proud of you, bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
right.
Hadn't heard from you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm about to go in this chick's house and sell some shit and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go home and pay some bills. I got a wife and children at home." Like I don't know. All of a sudden, responsibility seemed difficult.
Yeah.
And it was
the chaos was more appealing.
It did. Yeah. And that day when I had that phone call with him, that day when I hung up the phone, I was like, "There's no way I'm ever getting loaded again." That's what I thought. 2 weeks later, I was heading out to an addiction conference, and I thought, you know what? I could get high one time. Nobody's going with me to this conference. I'll just say I'm going there. Yeah. I'll go to Las Vegas.
I'll get Little Jimmy.
I'll get high. Yeah. So I called him up and I was like, "Hey, can you get me a quarter ounce? I want to get high just one time."
That same friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, meet me here." So I met him there, and it started a cycle of 5 years of misery.
Fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Right? That's why I only do Instagram now.
That's a good one. That's a good one, buddy. That's a good. Mark that one. That's a good one.
You're hoping that's going to go viral on Facebook?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Fuck Facebook.
Fuck Facebook.
It's the same company.
Yeah, I was going to say they own Instagram.
Yeah. They do own Instagram. Yeah. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
He was a Laker.
Yeah.
Do you like sports at all?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your favorite sport?
Baseball. I'm a ginormous Angels fan.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love the Dodgers.
Oh.
We have a guy here that rented his home to the pitcher. No.
The current pitcher?
The current catcher of the Angels. There's a gentleman that we have here that rented his home to the current Angel pitcher, catcher. Yeah.
Really close to confidentiality.
No, I'm not.
Just kidding. Just fucking with you.
Yeah.
They luckily have
Just a fun
3.
fact.
They have 3 catchers, so
Yeah.
we don't know which one it is.
No.
I have no idea.
Good. I don't know baseball either. I don't know the catcher. So I didn't care, but I just.
He's the one that catches the ball behind
Yeah, fun
home
fact.
plate,
It was
yeah.
just a fun fact.
He played hockey, eh?
Yeah.
He's from Canada.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Does it make sense as soon as you say he's from Canada?
Thump, thump, thump.
Yeah, no, I started getting really into baseball once I got sober.
Nice.
I grew up playing softball, and then I stopped because of drinking. And once I got sober, I started going to games, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm like actually getting back to who I used to be.
Right.
And it's ever since then, it's just been like one of the biggest parts of my sobriety. I love
Nice.
it. I'm on a co-ed softball team now.
You're on a co-ed softball team?
Mm-hmm.
Sober? Everybody on there sober?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Thursday nights. It's like best part of my week by far.
We're on a basketball team together.
Oh, sober.
Well, I kind of.
Well, you took a season off,
I took
right?
a season off.
Is it because we're in a 6-1 and under league? Is that why you're taking the season off?
No, because we're in a 50 and under league. I can't play anymore.
So we have my son and some of his friends
Oh,
on the
these
team.
fucking kids. They're 18, 19 years old. No, they're 16 or 17. They're fucking animals.
Oh, yeah. I actually broke my wrist playing
You see,
basketball.
they don't stop. They
Yeah.
have no feeling of tired.
Mm-hmm.
They have, their energy is relentless.
And
They
then they're
don't break
looking
a-
at
they
you
don't
like,
break
what's
a
wrong
sweat.
with you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
we played last night.
They don't break a sweat.
We won. We're 4-1.
So this is not a sober league. This is just a fun league.
Fun league, but half the people on there are sober.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
The other half show up wasted.
No. I think we had one guy on our team that would come.
he kept coming drunk.
He came drunk
Yeah,
once, right?
yeah, he didn't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. Wonder what he's doing now.
I don't know.
He was
Suffering.
in recovery and then showed
Yeah.
up drunk?
No, he wasn't in recovery.
Wasn't he?
No, he was just a
Oh,
friend.
you're
He was a
right.
friend of
You're right.
one of our
You're
friends.
right. You're right. You're right.
Or a cousin or something.
Cousin, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good
Maybe-
times.
I mean, it's Sunday night, so there's probably like normal people. They drink on Sunday. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if normal people do. See, we did a podcast last night with this guy. His name is
Miguel Mendoza.
Miguel Mendoza from Leave Your Mark podcast. Like we went on his podcast, and he does motivational speaking and stuff, and he speaks to youth. And he was talking about last night. You know, it's important. Like if you want to be successful in life, you don't just work Monday through Friday and wait for the weekend so you can go drink and party and have fun.
Yeah.
That's really not. You're never going to get to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so he does these motivational talks. He's really into talking to the youth.
Yeah.
And it's a podcast.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
he's
he
a
has
speaker.
He's a speaker as
He's
well.
a speaker. That's his gig. He loves speaking.
Oh, motivational speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes
Yeah.
to like high schools and all these he tours around the country. But he also has a podcast.
That's
And he
very
thought it was really cool what we do
Yeah.
and what our podcast is about.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely very needed for the youth to hear that they can end up in our shoes.
Well, and we want to catch them before,
Exactly.
we want to catch them when they're suffering.
Yeah.
When they're saying, wow, why am I feeling like this?
Yeah. Reach for something other than.
God,
Yeah.
exercise,
Yeah.
nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish
You know?
somebody would have got me into fitness at a young age
Mm.
instead of like when I got clean and sober.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, I was a chubby kid. And so when I did that line of meth the first time in 8th grade, it was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I need.
Mm-hmm.
This is how everybody else feels. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
This is why everybody else doesn't just stand in front of their refrigerator and eat all the food in it.
Everyone's doing it.
My brother could do it. My brother's like super skinny. He's like the opposite of me.
Does he have a swimmer's body?
Yeah. He's like 6'1", really thin. He's got a swimmer's body.
Does he?
Shane's traumatized because he had the opposite as me. He was always tall and skinny.
Yeah.
And people made fun of him. Well, he felt like people were making fun of him
Yeah.
for
Okay.
being skinny, and I
Yeah.
got made fun of for being chubby.
We're not sure if he was or not.
There's no picture proof.
There's no picture proof.
Of you being chubby?
No. So we're not sure. We're giving him the benefit of the doubt. It's his story, and we're gonna believe
It's my perceived trauma. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
whether it's true or not,
But
it
I've seen
doesn't matter.
pictures
I
of
have
Chad.
a
I've seen headshots of Chad when he was younger. He was a pretty attractive kid. That's my
Was that post meth though?
It was post meth. Yeah.
Okay, so that probably made you lose weight.
Yeah, it did.
No,
yeah,
no,
went
I
from
thought I
being
saw a
chubby to
blonde
really
shot
skinny.
pre-meth.
No,
When you
no,
were a
that's-
kid?
No,
Blonde kid?
no, that picture.
Is that post?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
on meth right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you look
Hanging
great.
up in the office?
You look pretty good, bro. Not gonna lie.
I know I was
that suited you back
I was,
then.
I was a very handsome kid. I really was. Yeah.
I got to see this picture.
Yeah. Should we get it? We should post it.
It's there.
We should. I'm gonna get it. Where's it on your desk?
It's probably in my mom's office.
Yeah, I'm gonna go run and grab it.
You're not gonna be able to find it though. It's in a cabinet.
Oh, it is. I'll forget it then. I'm not gonna rummage through your mom's drawers. Ooh, that didn't sound good.
It should be posted though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's also a picture of me from my senior year, and I just have to tell you that mullets were in style then. Okay,
They're back.
They're back. Yeah, they are.
They're very much so
are.
back.
Yeah,
I know.
Yes.
Yeah,
My son, I have a high school child.
Does he have a mullet?
No, he's but all of the baseball players at his school have mullets.
Yep.
Yeah. They follow that one movie. What was it called? With that black-haired guy who played.
He's
Very
really,
descriptive.
really narrowing it down there, huh?
He was a crack. He smoked crack.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, no, the other guy.
What other guy?
Played on that comedy. Him. And
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that's it.
He was the one that was like winning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Charlie Sheen.
He played on that baseball movie.
Charlie, yeah.
What are we talking about?
Mullets.
Mullets, that's right. Yeah, he had a mullet in that movie. Yeah.
So why do you think the mullet's back in? It was business in the front, party in the back. That's what it was.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know. I just know for my own personal thing. So when I got sober, I also completely changed my music choice. And now I'm like the biggest country fan ever too. Like my whole identity, I feel like changed. And maybe just because I didn't actually have an identity beforehand. And so now I'm like figuring out who I am. But one of the biggest country music stars has a mullet.
Who is that?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
Yes. And he's been rocking it for like 10 years.
His daughter loves country as well.
No, she doesn't.
Doesn't she?
No.
I thought Aurora loved
She likes Jolly.
Jolly or Jelly or Jelly.
He's
Jelly
not-
roll?
Jelly roll. She
Jelly
loves
roll.
He is
She loves
country.
Jelly roll. He's country.
He's
Is he
country. He
Yeah.
doesn't sound like it, but that's kind of what new country is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, this guy.
Yeah.
My
Doesn't
daughter
know
loves
his own
Jelly.
fucking daughter. Can you imagine?
My daughter's a hip hop artist.
She loves country.
Wait, she's a hip hop artist?
Yeah.
That loves
Oh.
country.
Whoa.
I'm joking.
She sings?
Oh, yeah.
Raps.
Whoa. How
Not
old
as
is
good as
she?
you, though.
22.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Huh. See, she knows herself. It's very, very different from when I signed up for college. I literally just randomly chose what everyone else was choosing because I didn't, like I said, I had no identity. I didn't know who I was. I just
Right.
went around and was like, what are you going to major in? What are you going to major in? Okay, I'll choose that. No idea what I wanted to do when I grew up. I still don't really.
I was
Yeah.
I was about to ask you what
Yeah.
you do now. We're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at 49, and how old are you?
38.
He's just a liar. Okay, he's 38. We'll go with that. We decided that we wanted to be podcasters.
Yeah. Well, he decided.
Yeah.
I decided for him.
Yeah.
And become famous.
I said, I'm
I
going
don't
to.
know. I don't want to become famous, but I want to have notoriety.
Yeah.
Notoriety.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
My mission is, as I told you outside of the podcast room, is because our mission is to create change at the highest level with this fentanyl crisis, and that's going to take notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I won't stop until every single American person has heard my voice and they know what my mission is. And I go after things and I just keep going.
Yeah.
And I don't stop.
It seems like things only get done when it is someone, of importance. One of the pitchers on the Angels actually died of a fentanyl overdose a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah.
And they were able to put the person in prison
Jail, yeah.
who sold him the fentanyl. And I was like, where are all the, drug dealers where my friends died,
Right.
that never happened. No one even cared. No one even thought to
they didn't.
go look for who sold the fentanyl to him.
The guy hasn't been arrested who sold Justin the fentanyl.
Yeah. And you guys are trying, or?
I mean, we've talked about it. The cops have talked about it. They've talked to my daughter about it. They have his phone. They know who sold it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally it's, they did it to themselves, or, they knew what they were getting themselves into when it's a drug addict. But if it's,
a high profile.
Yes. A
individual.
high profile person, then it's, how could they?
Yeah. Unbelievable that this guy, I actually think though that I love the fact that, people are willing to change the law and make it so that if you sell somebody fentanyl and they die, that you should be actually attempted murder just for selling it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the crime,
Mm-hmm.
But murder if you sell it and the person dies. You start there with the drug dealers,
Mm-hmm.
But you got to go to war with the cartel. The country has to go to war with the cartel. They have to close the border. They have to stop it flooding in like it's flooding in.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, if you can't find drug dealers to sell it, then there you go. It eventually stops.
It eventually stops. They like crack has slowed down. Crack was when my era. Crack was a huge thing in like the late 80s, early
Before
90s.
my time.
But you smoked crack later in life.
Later.
Yeah.
Later. Much later. Well,
Like when
not
you were
much
like
later.
40.
Like when I was 27.
When did you start smoking crack?
We don't need to get into that. 40? 38?
How did you
Boredom.
boredom?
Boredom.
You just thought I'm gonna smoke some crack,
Let's just try it. Let's try something new.
rock up some cocaine.
Yeah, that's exactly how it started.
Huh.
It's fucking amazing.
Did you already have a family by that point?
No, I was a bachelor traveling the world.
Oh.
Yeah, great job, making huge dollars, just partying.
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking, doing everything, but just
Yeah.
not alcoholically. And then I tried crack, and I just couldn't stop that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
crazy.
asked because one of my best friends, once she had a kid, she was a heroin addict. Once she had a kid, then she was like, I'm just gonna do crack because I don't want to die,
Wow.
Right.
and that's what she switched to.
Yeah, no.
So yeah.
That's an all-day job.
Yeah. No, she hasn't been able to get sober since.
No,
So
of course not.
Yeah.
How's the kid doing?
Sad.
I'm
Gone
not
or-
sure. No, I think she spends most of the time with grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually how it is.
Yeah.
It's really sad though.
Really sad.
Yeah.
But I talk about fentanyl, but that awareness to all drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The fentanyl is just it's a crisis right now. So it's on the front burner. It's everything you hear on the news. You hear about it. You just don't hear any solution to the problems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not until we force the solution. It's not until we force them to create some legislation to make some change. They're not going to change.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything. It's scary because 300 people are dying every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And most are not even
Addicts. Yeah.
They're just, I'm just gonna
Well, and that's what we
do
were
some
saying
coke
yesterday. Yeah.
for the weekend.
Recreational drug use
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can
People
die.
are terrified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're terrified.
Yeah. I was in Vegas for work, and we overheard this couple had just gone up to their hotel room just to do some coke, and freaking both died from fentanyl.
It's really
I
sad.
think they were both like doctors or something too, like
See?
something
Yeah,
very
man.
prestigious, like
Crazy.
just wanting to have a fun night out in Vegas.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
very
what people
sad.
go to Vegas. I mean, normal people, not
Yes.
people like
Yeah, normal.
not,
Right.
not like people
Normal.
like me and you, but
Right.
normal people go to Vegas to
Yeah.
have a good time. They go to have some drinks. Cocaine's fucking everywhere in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
But you just can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I want to bring that back. I don't want to bring that back. I'm not trying to bring
Fentanyl
it
free
back.
cocaine, okay?
Yeah, let's bring back a fentanyl free cocaine.
Right?
But damn,
Seriously.
I've been working in this industry for 22 years, and the real deal is that the first 18 years 22. Let me see. 23, 24, 25. No. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 4 years. Okay, so the last 4 years, I want to get it right because I always get it wrong. The last 4 years, I've seen more people die than the first 18 in 4 years. And so I do say, and this is a stupid thought, but we were better off when it was just heroin.
Yeah.
A lot less people were dying from heroin overdoses than fentanyl overdoses. And it's happening on a daily basis with this fentanyl. It is so deadly.
Yep.
Like I say, it's like playing Russian roulette with 4 bullets in the chamber.
Right.
Every time you do it. And that is the drug of choice. So you're right. I don't see rarely do we get an alcoholic into any of my treatment programs. Older people. But if it's younger people, like people your age or younger or even a little bit older, it's all fentanyl and meth. Fentanyl and meth. That is the drugs of choice. Fentanyl and meth.
Yeah.
All 3 years ago, it was still like most of the people were heroin, cocaine, meth. Those 3 drugs, alcohol, prescription pills. I don't even hear about people being addicted to prescription pills anymore. Just straight to fentanyl.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you my ex passed away in 2019 from fentanyl. I feel like that 2018, 2019 was when I first started really hearing about fentanyl and all of the deaths. And ever since then, it's just been, I've lost track. Like you said, it's crazy.
Yeah. For us, it's like weekly. I hear about it. I'll hear about somebody on Facebook, somebody I know, an ex-client, an alumni, staff, kids, friends. It's everywhere. It's really, really sad, and they need to do something about it. And that is that, and we're just going to keep attacking it from this podcast.
Do you think things like the fentanyl strips where you can test your drugs first, if that's more easily accessible, do you think that's some sort of a solution?
It's a temporary solution.
Right.
Anything we can do to stop people from dying, we should do. We should do it all. Test the drugs, hand those out to everybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are, they'll think they're getting ecstasy. That's another drug that people use recreational. They want to go to a rave or go to a concert or, whatever what's that music that they listen to?
Rave music?
Techno.
Oh.
Is it? 'Cause it's not called techno though, is it? It's called what is it? EDM. Yeah, EDM.
Electric.
Dance music.
Dance. Musica.
So,
And the whole point of that is they put fentanyl in it in small dosage to then make you more addicted to buying ecstasy, or they want you to just jump right into fentanyl?
No, they want you to keep buying,
No, they want you to keep buying
choice.
whatever your drug of choice is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought. So I feel like a lot of people don't understand why. I've seen a lot of videos on, why would they do that? They're just going to kill you. It's like, no, if they can get it to, that precise amount, which I feel like they're trying to do.
That's what they try to do.
They want people to then start coming back even more.
The problem is the precise amount is like a half a grain of salt. You take a sugar packet. If that's full of fentanyl, that can kill 500 people. Just a sugar packet that you pour in your coffee, right? So it's like a half a grain of salt. So you put that in meth. I mean, what if you put it in, an ounce of meth? How much are you putting in there? And how, and now I'm taking some out. Am I taking more than a grain?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just not. And that's happening all the time. We get people coming into treatment and their drug of choice is meth. They've never used fentanyl before, but we drug test everybody for all drugs, and they're all coming up positive for fentanyl.
They have no idea.
And if they've ever gotten clean off of just meth, they're in for a rude awakening when they are about to come off of fentanyl, which they didn't know they were even using.
Wow.
And it happens.
So scary.
Yeah, it's every day.
Yeah.
Every day we're seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
At one of our treatment centers, somebody will be coming in for one drug and they'll have fentanyl in their system.
Yeah, I feel like that alone is so important to get across to the general public because they have no idea.
No,
They don't understand the mindset of, it's just the fear tactic on the news of, they're putting fentanyl in Skittles now and scaring kids and...
It's covered to your schools. It's not really Skittles, though. It was the rainbow fentanyl that they're talking about is fucking pressed pills that are colorful.
Yeah.
They're like, and so it's not. They made it seem like you're gonna get a bag of Skittles with a candy coating on it, and you're gonna eat one of those, and it contains fentanyl. That's not what rainbow fentanyl is.
Right.
It looks like it's colorful. It doesn't even look like Skittles. It looks like pills. I've seen it, but I will tell you this: we've had fentanyl come through here, Hope by the Sea, that look like rock candy.
Whoa.
You guys remember the rock candy that comes on a stick?
Yep.
No, not the pop rocks.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, you just suck it like on a stick.
On a
yeah.
stick.
Cut your tongue.
Yeah. Looks just like that.
Looks like
Just like that.
How did you find out?
Because we had the client give it to us. We found it as we were searching her stuff, and she was like, "Oh, that's my fentanyl." And then, of course, yeah.
Wow. See?
See, and this is why.
Learn new things
This is
every
why
day.
with those strips, just imagine this: the kid uses the last $40 to get a sucker, does the strip, sees it's fentanyl or whatever. I mean, they're not giving that dope up. They're gonna test it. They're gonna try it. They're gonna take a smaller part, but they're not giving it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe your recreational drug user is going to be like, you know what? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
Like a drug addict's going to be like,
yeah,
it's cocaine and fentanyl.
Party.
Where's the syringes?
Right.
Party.
Yeah.
But a recreational drug addict, a recreational user.
Yeah.
Like a.
But they're not the ones that are going to have the test strips. That's the problem. They probably don't even know
alcoholics. People that aren't alcoholics can go to the bar and have like 2 drinks, 3 drinks. And dance and get their boogie on and go home and get up and go to work the next day. Yeah. An alcoholic can't do that. Mm-hmm. Not 3, maybe 12. Well,
she's blackout drinker.
Yeah, blacked out.
Yeah. So it's
good times.
12.
But what does it take? What does it take to black out? Everybody's different. What did it take you to black out? You have any idea?
No idea. I mean, because once you get to a blackout, you just keep drinking.
You just keep drinking.
I don't know what it was.
And then you wake up. Then you might pass out for a little bit. Wake up.
Yeah.
Drink some more.
Oh yeah. I also always had Dramamine to help with the shakes, so I didn't have to start drinking. It was like I just needed to pretend like I was fine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dramamine really worked. Actually, that was a great solution.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, well, when you can't stop throwing up, and and you have, you're trying to figure out all of the things. So once I figured it out that it worked, then I just kept going. That was my solution of like, I can wake up and kind of cure the hangover in the morning.
What was your rock bottom though? Like what was it like for you at the very worst?
Like I said, I had been sexually assaulted 2 months before I went into treatment. And pretty much every night I was blacked out drunk. I didn't have any friends, or the friends I did have, they were all guys and, just drinking buddies. And I reconnected with a childhood friend who had just moved out to San Diego as well. And her and I were best friends when we were younger. And luckily, through me getting sober and making amends and all of that stuff, we've reconnected our friendship. But it was Halloween night, and yet again, I was in a blackout. I also had really severe PTSD, so then adding alcohol onto it was a really, disastrous state.
Yeah.
And I thought just because, you know, all of a sudden something in my mind was triggered where I thought these people that we were hanging out with all night were going to try and hurt me. And so I just started chucking beer bottles at their feet and broken glass. And then I just took off running. And I hid in a bush for like 3 hours, I think. And like I said, I was in a blackout, but that's what I was told. And everyone was looking for me. And that night, they finally find me and they bring me home. And as we're walking home, I tried to jump over the overpass bridge in Carlsbad. And they finally get me down. And then my friend brings me home and she makes a bath and, you know, and I find pills in my house. And I'm like, okay, well, if you guys leave, I'm probably going to kill myself tonight, just to let you know. And she looked at me and she was like, you know, my boyfriend's really uncomfortable, so we're going to leave. And in my mind, it was just like, oh my God, she's basically telling me to kill myself. And that was kind of, you know, the addiction, the mental health, just feeling at my rock bottom personally is just like, I feel like I have absolutely no one who gives a shit about me anymore. Yeah. And they're, you know, it doesn't even matter if I'm alive or dead. Like they're basically just saying, hey, you know, have a good night. And, that next day I woke up and I was in there's a rape treatment center out in LA that I was going to. And I had told her that I tried killing myself. And she was like, okay, well, do you think you're also an alcoholic? Like all of these things, every single time I see you, it's always revolving alcohol. And so she was the one that actually called my dad and let him know, you know, how bad it had gotten. And because I lived out in San Diego, he lives in the desert, he never saw me. And so that was kind of, to me, rock bottom is like, I have absolutely nothing left. Like it doesn't matter that I have an apartment, you know, I have a car, it doesn't matter. Like I just wanted to die. And I watched the show recently where they talked about people who actually, you know, that they're not struggling with addiction, just mental health, and they go to kill themselves, and 100 out of 100 people who did not die. Have you heard this?
Yes, I have heard this.
They all immediately regretted the decision, and it wasn't the fact that they didn't want to live. It's just that they didn't want to live the way they were living anymore. And so that's where I was. Like I didn't necessarily want to die. I just literally couldn't stop drinking. I couldn't stop screwing all of my friends over. You know, I didn't want to be that person anymore. And so that's what, you know, eventually once I figured out that I didn't have to live that way anymore, I could become a totally different version of myself.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not the fact that you had to hit that low, but the fact that you recognize that today and where I'm really big on becoming the best version of ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
That's like one thing that I work on a daily basis is being the best version of myself. Because I could relate 110% to your rock bottom. Yeah. Because all of that, I didn't want to use meth anymore, and this is in my relapse because it progressed. This disease that we have is progressive, even when we're clean, right? Yeah. So my end was really bad. You know, and I could really relate to how you felt and the fact that I felt so alone and I felt like nobody wanted to be around me. Yep. And I wanted to die. But I was too scared to kill myself. I actually did attempt one time and I regretted it as soon as I took all the pills. Yeah. And I told somebody that I took all the pills as soon as I took the pills. Yeah. And I know that my sister came over to my house that night and broke the door down. Oh. That's all I know. Yeah. You know, but I didn't die.
Yeah. And I had a really big resentment towards that friend for a long time until working the program and going through the 4th step and realizing that I put her in that situation. Right. And how dare I do that to someone that I considered a friend, you know, and then it's like, oh, okay, perception, you know. I was playing the victim, you know, through and through, and that's how I lived my life. And, you know, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. So.
Yeah, it's so nice when you realize you don't have to be the victim anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yep. I went through a sober living program after the Refuge out in Florida, and it was pretty much the same thing. You know, I didn't actually start my steps until after I had a year sober. Like I was really white knuckling it. And I lived in a sober living that just the house manager was using. Our owner was completely disgusting. He was a male who I don't know what kind of program he worked.
Was he sober?
He was sober, but I don't know what program.
He was a 13th stepper?
Yes.
He worked the 13th.
And he would take all of us out to dinner and pretend like he was like it was really, really gross. But I ended up, that place, it was just a lot of victim mentality and, throughout the whole place, which leads me to something you asked me earlier was what I do. So because of that situation and how traumatizing it was, out in Florida, I'm sure you've heard all of the sober livings and stuff like that.
It was gnarly. What year was this?
2015.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the height of the insanity in Florida.
Yes. So, and I kind of think he might still be in the business. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he opened up men's houses after everything, all hell broke loose with us. But I created Taste Recovery, which is a sober living directory platform. And we, my whole entire mission is just to make sure that people find safe, supportive recovery houses. Because, I was stuck in that victim mentality of just like, oh, well, it's this person in the house. And, and I never was able to look at myself, but it was like, I kept sitting in it. I loved the chaos. I was newly sober and it was like, this is fun. Like there is drama every single night and, know, and it wasn't until, I had to get kicked out because I was the problem, even though all of the girls in the house were getting loaded. I got kicked.
That's why you got kicked out, because you weren't getting loaded.
Right. And so I ended up getting kicked out and I moved back to Orange County, and actually down the street, I went to a different recovery house here. And that's when I realized that there is actually safe people out there who care and are doing good work. Right. And it was just like,
there's less scumbags right now than there was in 2015.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 22. So Hope by the Sea is 20 years old. So I've been like Hope by the Sea for 20 years.
Yeah.
And we created our Hope by the Sea because the program that I went through, things weren't going well. I love the owners. They gave me my life. I went through their program. I love them, but things were not going in the right direction. I'll leave it at that, because I no disrespect to them. They so many good things happen because of them in this world. But for me, I learned a lot of things of what not to do. And and it wasn't even them. There was like people that were selling the program. There was a lot of just shady shit going on. And I was uncomfortable. And I was like, I literally was the face of the franchise at the time, and I was like, man, Dateline and NBC is going to be breaking through this door, and I'm going to be the motherfucker on the news, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have an ethical place that that really cares about people, and you'll still get the stuff about, even with any of my programs, people hate us because, we have rules.
Right.
And, and we set boundaries, and people don't like rules and boundaries. But we need them,
Right.
So yeah, we get Hope's been around so long in the internet that, it's probably got the worst reviews, but like I go through and I read the reviews and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're pissed about this? Like, and then like, there's some that are just straight up bullshit, right? They're just straight lies. But there's some that are funny, like, all they serve us is chicken nuggets here. So then I can take the families on a tour of we have a commercial kitchen here.
Yeah,
It's very nice. We have, it's not like 5-star meals here. We're not a Bayside Marin. Now Bayside Marin has good food. I only know that because I went there for one day. I wasn't good at staying at treatment centers when I The problem is that I go into meth-induced psychosis. I was gonna say I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, but when I'm in a meth-induced psychosis, I am paranoid. I think that you all work for the FBI. Yeah. I think that I work for the CIA, and we hate each other. Yeah. And we can do weird shit, and the FBI can morph. Like, you would be an FBI agent. Yeah. If I was high on meth right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or an alien.
Or an alien.
Yeah.
Well, usually, I actually, when I was in at the height of my psychosis, all FBI agents were aliens. That's why they could morph. That's why they could
Men in
morph.
Black?
Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
So I have good stories, like really good stories.
I think that's where a lot of ideas come from for the movies.
From my head.
From meth. Like, you get on meth and all of a sudden it's like...
olden days, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Those ones I think came from psychedelics and stuff too. Yeah. But yeah, I do have a movie script in my head, and I'm gonna put it on paper someday. And that is another goal of mine is to create a movie, because it's really funny.
Oh, I bet.
And I have this whole I talked to a guy. My sister's friend is a producer. And I've told him all about it, and he's like, "This is great." He's like, "This is a great movie." He like wanted to hire, like, right away. He's like, let's hire a writer, a script writer." And I was like, "I'm not ready for that yet. Yeah, I want to do this."
Is it more funny or is it? It's more serious.
It's serious, pathetic, sad, inspirational. You know, because the way I'm gonna lay it out. I don't know if I want to give it all out. I'll give parts of it, though. The way I'm going to lay it out is that you're going to see the person in the military working, doing all of this stuff, working for the CIA. You're never going to know in the beginning of the movie that the guy is actually in a meth-induced psychosis.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And he's in his hotel room.
Yeah. So
locked in a closet.
So somewhere in the movie, you're going to find out that the guy's never left his house or never left his hotel room. Yeah. And all of this shit is happening in his mind.
Crazy. That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like it
and
a lot.
That's so different from the typical addiction movies where it's like...
This is my real story.
Right.
Send someone in.
That's what I mean, though. Like, but to actually give a totally different perspective on it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very cool.
Send Keanu Reeves in the Matrix back into your brain.
Who would you have play you?
I was going to ask the same thing, but I didn't want to go there.
Who's the most handsome bald guy actor right now that's like not old?
I was going to say not Bruce Willis.
No, Bruce Willis is too old.
Poor guy. He's hurting.
I know.
Oh, yeah, he's dying.
He's hurting.
Yeah.
He's dying.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah, what's he got? I don't know.
He's got a very rapidly...
severe form of dementia.
Yeah. Rapid dementia.
Shit.
He's a good man.
He's just the very first bald guy I thought of, but
we got that guy who played us in the Speed movies when his heart was going to blow up. Jason Statham.
No, because it's you got to get somebody that can play like the 30-year-old Chad, because that's the age.
I don't know any of those young actors, bro.
Me either. And I don't think there's any bald ones. It's like Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, The Rock, and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, everyone else has a...
everybody else has hair.
Has a mohawk.
The reason why they have hair is because they all did the transplants early in life.
That's true.
If you grab the hair from back here and pull it up front sooner rather than later, you can actually have hair. But I've always rocked a bald head.
I was going to say, not many people can pull it off. Yeah, you guys both did it very well.
Yeah. People say it's the shape of our heads, but I don't know. I think it's the tattoos and stuff. The tattoos, and you just got to you just have to be tough.
Just not care.
And not care, yeah. Like, I feel bad for the people that, try to hang on.
That's the worst.
Don't hang on.
And you can see, the really intense receding hairline.
Intense receding hairline, maybe a...
Yeah, I have
the bald spot in the back.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to cover his up with the yarmulke, but he's not even Jewish.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, everyone kept calling me out. Bro,
he's like, dude, you're not Jewish. What are you doing?
Oh my god!
No, he really is Jewish.
And there's this new thing where you get like little dots
Yes,
tattooed.
I went there to look at that, but that's only if you're going a little bit bald, not all bald.
Okay, but when you actually end up going bald, then you're literally just going to have little tiny dots at the front of your head. That's so bad, and no one thinks of these things.
No one.
It's like
These things keep me up at night. I'm like, what is that going to look like one day?
yeah. Seriously, just rock. I mean, they've got to get. You can't be scared to just shave your head. Shave it. You know, if you have to grow some facial hair. I really like. I didn't grow facial hair until I was fully gray, like I am now.
Yeah.
I had no facial hair for most of my life, and I just you have to be able to rock the bald head. You have to grab the persona of toughness. So you better fucking get your ass in the gym. You know, you gotta go find a really good tattoo artist.
Yeah.
You gotta get some badass tattoos and some muscles. That's the only way to truly rock a bald head. Right?
It's true. It's true, bro.
Otherwise, just stick with your comb over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's true.
How about the comb over?
No. Those are tough.
Like it comes from right here. They grow out like they grow out like their hair like really long
On the
like
sides?
on the side. Yeah,
I had some good side stuff going.
and then you just flip it over
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
and just kind of give it a nice
Yeah.
comb.
How does the toupee actually stay on, or does it?
It's
I don't know,
glued. I
but,
think it's glued. There's a little bit of glue on the toupee.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the toupee either
No, you
because
can tell.
it's like that's like
Well, you go home and
you
then.
go, well I mean so if you have a toupee, right, you're probably still single and you're trying to roll out and go to the club. You're probably like too old to be at the clubs anymore,
Yeah.
but you're still going and you got the toupee. And then what? Maybe let's say you get a girl drunk enough and she goes home with you, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that.
And then it.
And then in the morning, what?
You have to explain the mannequin
You gotta
head with no toupee on. Hey, what's that mannequin doing over there? Oh, that's my toupee holder. All right. I mean, that's an uncomfortable conversation. A naked mannequin in the corner with no hair. Come on, man. The hell's going on?
Well, but also usually there's
Right?
like some
No
grabbing
arms,
of the hair.
arms or anything. It's just sitting
No,
there.
like you know, he brought a girl home. She's probably like,
Yeah.
it's gonna come off.
You're right.
It's like
if he's doing the right
100%.
thing, it's coming off. Right?
Like the other thing I've been seeing.
She's gonna pull that
all,
thing
"Don't
right
touch
up. Can
me."
you imagine?
Yeah.
Ah!
The other thing I've been seeing on like is my mic sounds quiet. Okay,
That's
it's
because
good.
I'm loud.
I know. I think when you yell, I can't.
I
hear
know. I'm
myself.
sorry.
So,
Yeah.
I've been seeing these like inserts for guys that are short because I'm short.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you noticed
Add
that,
an inch
but-
and a half.
Yeah, add an inch
Yeah,
and a half.
I've been
Oh,
watching
you want
those.
to on Instagram, right? These
Yes.
girls are like, "How tall do you think this guy is?" And
Yeah.
he's like 6 foot, and he's like really like 5'9".
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work either. Yeah.
No.
I'm just sorry. Rock your bald head, rock your shortness. Just fucking be you.
Well, hang on a second. I've seen some movies where guys wear shorts to bed. I mean, runners to bed.
Runners too. Yeah, that's
You know.
because they have inserts in their shoes, and they don't want
That's right.
they don't want people to know how short
Take them
they
off
really
while
are.
you're laying down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's rough.
it's rough being a man. Let me tell you.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Tell you, it's not easy.
Is this how you expected the podcast to be?
Not at all.
Did you? And you watched us?
Yes. Yeah.
And you thought it was going to be any different than this?
Well, the clips
Oh, yeah,
on
'cause, yeah, we
Instagram
put
are all
profession-
very like,
Professional.
yeah.
We only we pull out the
Yeah, we do
professional
that
ones
on
so people
purpose.
watch
Okay.
our podcast.
I feel like you gotta pull out the funny things
Yeah, we'll
too,
pull out
though,
the funny
Good
and,
try.
and make
Michelangelo,
that
you
shit
hear
goes-
that? Pull out the funny shit.
Yeah,
That goes
Stop
viral.
pulling
That
out
go-
the boring fucking crap, okay?
Well, just it makes people want to.
Yeah.
It's clickbait.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
When we'll send you the podcast before it comes out.
Okay.
You'll listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
The uncut raw podcast. We'll upload. Can you upload it and let her listen to it? And then you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna pick out. You're gonna time mark the good shit from
Okay.
this podcast,
Okay.
and then we're gonna clip it, and we're all gonna go viral.
Okay.
Do you want to go viral?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Of course.
So, what are you promoting? What can we help go viral? Because
Yeah, what are you
Camp
Do you
promoting?
do that for
Soberfest?
everyone?
no.
Oh, okay. Well, Taste Recovery is obviously my baby. It's what I obviously want.
Well, we can help you with that. We get a lot of calls, and we do a lot of sober living calls. I'm going to say it could be up to 20 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Taste Recovery, I feel like it's been around for, I think, 3 years now almost. And it's, we've gotten over 400, I think we're at like 430 something sober livings now that are on the app.
Nice.
And so pretty much people can immediately, if you have a sober living, you go on to Taste Recovery. It's a website or an app on your phone. You can upload your house and it immediately appears. So anyone can find you around, the United States. We actually have a home in South Africa too, which is pretty random. I don't know if
nice.
anyone in South Africa is using our app, but that would be cool. So, yeah, I mean, just the fact, I feel like if you've lived in a sober living and you had a good or a bad experience, go to Taste Recovery, leave a review, because that is pretty much the bread and butter of this industry,
Yeah.
is word of mouth and people knowing what your actual experience was. Because I know a lot of times people, like you said, like people do leave terrible reviews just for fun, but you can usually tell what is real and what's not. And I would say 9 out of 10 reviews on Taste Recovery are all positive. And so
Right.
people, when they have a good experience, they actually want to shine light on the good sober
good.
living houses.
Very important.
And so, and when you, and also it's like people in recovery, people in this industry, like we all know what the shitty sober livings are,
Right.
but nobody wants to throw them under the bus or publicly or, whatever. And I think that's a good way to anonymously, deter people from going to certain places, because
Right.
we all know, what is good and what's bad, but that's just in Orange County.
Yeah.
There's sober livings all over the place. There's tens of thousands of sober livings in the United States. And so we have a lot more work to do as far as getting them up on the platform and people being able to find them. And there's filters on it for people who, have a pet, or, they're wanting an LGBTQ house, all of the things that people think of like, oh, I think in order to stay in recovery, you have to find your people. And I think a lot of times people find their people in sober living. So if you can actually find a good house and just people
You
that
have
care
to find
about
your
you.
people in
Yeah,
sober living.
exactly.
That's the only place.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you need to stay in recovery or in a
Yep.
safe environment for up to a year.
Yeah.
You're not going to spend, or insurance is coming, 45, 50 days?
Mm-hmm.
What are your options after that? Sober living.
Yep.
Structured.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
Curfews, meetings, dinner times,
Yeah.
chores.
Yep.
It's a key.
Yeah. Yeah. I stayed till I was like 13 months.
Yeah,
sober.
so did I.
Yeah.
So
and
did I.
I mean,
Sober living environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plummer
And-
Street.
Yeah. So it's the people that actually stay in sober living a year plus, they usually have a way
Yeah,
higher
agree
success
with
rate.
you.
Jenny
Yeah,
and
for
I at the
sure.
Edge talked about that.
Yeah.
And it's, so to me, that's obviously that's where I'm like, I want people to know about that, because I want more people to get into safer housing and actually have a chance at staying sober. And then Camp Soberfest is something we just started this past year. My main thing that's kept me sober is God, but secondly is having fun. And so I am literally a child at heart. And so we decided to do an entire weekend up in Big Bear, where the whole entire weekend is just having fun. We do talent shows, pajama party. We do a rock climbing wall, archery, bingo. I mean, anything that's like a kid, that's what we're doing. And then we also have like, more mindful things like yoga and breath works and stuff like that we're adding this year. But because other people were like, hey, what, if we're not active, like, what are we going to do? And I was like, I don't know. That's not who I'm focusing on. But this year I'm like, okay, I have to make it all inclusive for everyone.
Right.
But yeah, no. So it's, we have speaker meetings both nights as well around the campfire.
And your first one, you had how many people?
135.
135.
That's a
people.
lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's a lot
Yeah,
of
we had a
people.
lot of sober livings because of Taste Recovery show up, and you know, all of those people were just like blown away. Like, I can actually have fun in recovery. And I cried like 20 times throughout the weekend because it was just so.
That's cool.
Yeah, it just meant so much to me to hear people come up to me and say how much
Good for
fun they
you.
were having and how much it really meant to their recovery. And, you know, those are the things I want to do with my life,
Well,
you know.
what an example. You put your heart and soul into something for a year or two and look at the success you have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Never ever give up.
Never give up.
Never
with
give
God.
up on your
Go with
dreams.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. I genuinely feel like God got me sober, just like you said, for this exact reason.
Yeah,
like
he did.
Yeah.
You're following your dreams.
Yep.
And that's why you're happy.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. Like, the most important part of life is following your dreams. And when you, and it's not about, and where people get screwed up is they're so focused on the destination of their dreams that it's ever changing and evolving.
Yeah.
So there's really truly no end in sight. There is no destination. So you have to enjoy the journey of your dreams, you know, and if you truly believe in them, and you truly believe in God, God will provide every step of the way.
Yep.
And I said this on a podcast last night. People give up 5 minutes before the miracle happened. And yeah, I stole that from Alcoholics Anonymous. But I'm talking about like regular life in general. I'm talking about people going after their dreams. They give up. They lose hope. They lose faith so quickly. When they're, because I will tell you from my life experiences, and I have been very successful in my life. Every time, right before I hit a milestone, things get really fucking hard, and things look like they're not gonna make it, and all these doors seem like they're slamming shut on you, and I don't know who told me, but somebody along my journey told me to just keep going, no matter what. Keep going. Like, you can be out of money, out of energy. You can feel broken. You could keep that glimmer of hope and have faith that if you keep pushing, greatness is on the other side of this. Like, greatness is on the other side. The sun shines the brightest after a storm. See, that's good shit right there.
Mark it.
But it's very true. It's very true. I mean, there's been so many times in the past 3 years where I've wanted to quit. And, you know, it took a really bad breakup last year for me to come up with Camp Sober Fest and what truly makes me happy. And that's where I came up with the idea. And I was just like, I'm going for it. I don't even care anymore. Like,
so out of the pain came this.
Exactly.
And that's where the growth is. That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
I don't. So there's conflicting things with with the 12-step program and real life, right? The 12-step program wants to teach you like inner peace and stuff like that, but in the real world, in the 12-step program doesn't truly believe that. They know that to grow you have to go through hard times, and to grow you have to be uncomfortable, right? And in life you have to. So I stay uncomfortable. Like, I have learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable, which means that I'm growing and I'm learning. I'm constantly growing and I'm constantly learning. Yeah. Now, I will admit that I do have a sense of inner peace because I know that what I'm doing is what God has in store for me. You know, I wake up in the morning. I had no idea how my day was going to go. I looked at my schedule. I had 2 podcasts. This one's going long. Like, we've gone over that hour. And I didn't know how it would go. I didn't know, even as we're going through it, I didn't know like this part of the podcast is the part that I hope everybody gets to. Yeah. Because I let them go until we're done. Because, you know, sometimes I stumble on the beginning, or like our podcast last night, we were on somebody else's podcast and I was sitting in that chair and I was a little bit nervous, and Shane was like a lot of bit nervous. And this dude don't get nervous normally. He just like, he loves to talk and blah, blah, blah. I did the same thing like on Jenny's podcast. I went in there and I got nervous all of a sudden. Like when I got there, I was like, oh man, where's my headphones and my microphone? And the beginning of it, I thank God that they edit theirs because we don't edit ours. We just put it out raw.
Yeah.
I was stumbling a bit in the beginning. Like I couldn't get my words out. She was asking me about my story, like my beginning days.
Yeah.
And like I'm so far beyond my beginning days.
Yeah, it's hard to go back.
Because I don't tell that story anymore.
Yeah.
That's not the story that I want to tell because I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not a wannabe thug. That guy is so dead.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense to
remember that.
I don't.
I know.
I can if you
making up stories.
I can if you I do feel that way.
Well,
I do feel that way. Like I feel like
yeah. No, I know what you're saying because I was just trying to think how I was. I'm thinking I
the
can make stuff
program
up.
kind of instills that in you of like you need to really hone in on like how bad it was and all
and
of
I
that
don't
stuff
see and I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't go to meetings. I don't tell my story. I found something different that works for me.
Yeah.
This last time when I got clean, I love the 12-step program. I do. And because to me the 12-step program is the steps.
Yeah.
And I love the steps and I live the steps. I got turned off to the fellowship over my last few relapses, and I just didn't go back.
Yeah.
But there's no disrespect to the program in any way, shape, or form. I love it. I just didn't. It just wasn't working for me. At the end.
Yeah.
What was my point?
That you changed and evolved and
Yeah, I don't tell that part of my life
Yeah.
anymore. It's not. I really have changed and evolved.
I mean, I just started going to double winners meetings.
Double winners.
It's Al-Anon and AA combined.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel like I don't have like an alcohol problem anymore. I have like a me problem. I have relationship problems, which is Al-Anon and finding out just a different part of me. I still am in therapy. I do a lot of things, but to continue growing. But I feel like that is just a different. It's just different, and it's very, very mind opening. That doesn't make sense. Opening? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, no, that's right. Mind. No, I know it sounds weird. But it is mind opening.
Yeah. Well, there's a phrase there, but I'm just not getting it, so it's okay.
We get it. I get it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're finding yourself.
Shane will say that even if he doesn't get it, just to make somebody not feel bad when they're like, I'll be like screwing up sometimes, and I'll be sitting here on the microphone, and it really sucks because I know that I'm not cutting this, right?
Yeah.
And it's going out raw, and everybody's gonna hear me screwing up.
Yeah.
But that's one of the other things that I like about it, and I'll be like. I went off on a tangent the other day and I was like, what was my point? And I had like a serious point to it. And I was like, Shane, what was my point? And he like just says some random thing that had nothing to do with what my point was. Not even close. I was like, what was I even talking about? And I went back and listened I never came back to my point either. Because
Did you figure
What
it out
did I
that
say?
what you were listening to?
no.
What did I
Oh
say?
yeah, when I re-listened
Yeah,
to
you're
it,
like,
I was
say,
like,
though?
That's what I meant.
it's like fucking perception, you idiot. It's an easy word. Perception. My point was that you change your perception.
Yeah.
Did you know that in recovery they say when you get here, I love this one though. When you get here, they say you only have to change one thing. Everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through the steps and you go through recovery, whatever that looks like for each individual. And you get to the end of that. And the only thing that you've actually changed is your perception. And then you're like, holy shit, all I changed was my perception and everything else changed.
Yeah.
It's mindset. We talk a lot about mindset.
It's very true.
I hope that you continue to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And in any way that we can be supportive of that, we will be, you know.
Mhm.
I love the Camp Sober Fest. I can't believe I'd never heard of your platform. What's it called again? Say it.
Taste Recovery.
Taste Recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
You know, we can help with that kind of stuff.
I would love to.
It's all we do. Is,
Yeah.
You know,
Eat, sleep, breathe, recovery.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Can I
it.
come hang out here all the time?
Yeah.
You could come every day, May 3rd to the 15th.
Yeah, you want to be the host?
You could sit right over there. And we'll just keep going.
Guest host.
Yeah.
The Hopeaholics.
Yeah. We'll
While
just
I'm
keep going
gone.
for sure.
I would love that.
I'm planning stuff.
Yeah.
I'm planning stuff. I've duplicated
Chad's
keys
like,
to the
fuck
office.
no.
No, I would let that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd let some guest hosts come in and
Yeah.
guest host while I'm gone.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I don't worry about it because I'm not building this platform for me to be famous. I'm building this platform for this platform to be famous.
Yeah.
Because this is how I see my life. I have 5 years left, not of life, but 5 years left of
Hard grinding.
hard grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 6, but
Maybe 10, bro.
no, I'm not doing that long. I've been grinding for fucking 22 years already. I'm not doing another 10. 5 years, and I know that in 5 years, 6 years, that'll make me 55 in 6 years. I will have built this platform so big that I can pass it off to somebody that wants to take this chair.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my plan.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna, head off into. I'm gonna turn my shit private again.
Yeah, head off to the
Head
sunset
off, yeah.
with your wife.
I have a different.
I'm going to take his fucking chair.
I have a
I
different.
made up my mind just now. I'm hanging around for long enough to sit in that fucking chair. That's it.
You'll be dead by then.
Probably.
You'll be
Shit.
like 66 by then.
Hey, bro, I thought we were not going to talk our fucking ages on the phone here.
61 or
What's your
whatever.
problem, man? Who are you? Shit.
I'm gonna hand it over to the youngsters,
God.
people under 40,
God.
and we're gonna retire into
Yeah,
the
we're
sunset.
retiring.
You're gonna
You're
go
right.
with
Me and you.
Marin.
Me and you.
Not me and
Me
you.
and you, baby.
You gotta start with it.
Finally.
I like it.
Finally,
Brokeback
you're
Mountain.
including me in something. I
Yeah.
appreciate
She
it.
said, "Brokeback Mountain."
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Did you hear
retire.
what she said?
We can retire together.
No,
I'm a player.
Two bald heads.
Yeah.
not
Can
happening.
you imagine
One
us sitting down? Right.
Mark that shit because that shit's fucking funny right there.
Right. Thank you. See, all we need is support. That's all I'm looking for is a
all
little bit
anyone
of support in my
We
corner.
had this other girl on. She's like, "Where did you guys meet? Grinder?"
Yeah.
said. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, what's your problem?
I was like, absolutely not.
We're doing well.
Like,
We're doing well. What does it matter where we met? Right? Who cares?
She was funny though,
She
right?
was funny. I can't remember who it was, but
Cat. Yeah,
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah, and her boyfriend was here
Yeah,
videotaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think hers will probably be out this week, right? Or I don't know. I got to go look at the piece of paper.
Yeah.
We're so far ahead.
That's awesome.
I don't know when yours is coming out.
That's okay.
Oh, but we're gonna send it to you anyways.
Yes.
That way you can listen to it. We don't do that.
Thank you.
Just because you said what you said
Yeah.
is the reason why I'm sending it to you. So
Very-
you can pick out the funny shit
Okay.
from this
Yeah.
episode.
Do you guys have a TikTok?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
want to manage it for us? Because we suck.
No.
No good. I mean, I don't mean no good. I meant like.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I meant
Another
like-
no?
Another no.
I can't take
keep
this
getting-
negativity.
Nobody's
The fuck is
fucking
your
wants to
problem?
do
God, this whole
TikTok.
show you've been negative. Okay, right to the end, you're negative. What's your problem? Just say yes and take it.
I
Holy
suck so bad.
smoke.
Here's the thing.
I'll tell you what, if she was drinking, she'd say yes.
I'm too old. I'm too old for TikTok.
That's true.
It's true.
I'm seriously too old for TikTok.
So am I. That's why I
know.
said no. I don't know how to use it.
Oh, you don't?
That's
No, I really
Yeah.
don't. I would love to, but
Even my wife knows. My wife, like, she knows how to do. She made this badass TikTok video yesterday, and I was like, "How do you do all that?"
yeah. Mm-mm.
She did a whole like makeup
Oh, really?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, people like that stuff.
she's
They
really
get
good at
ready
it.
with me or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
she did
called.
one of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, Cammie did that. I watched it, actually.
Yeah.
I actually took the 5 minutes out. I watched how
Well,
she
go
put her
follow
makeup
Donna's. Donna's is really good. She's
on.
funny.
I feel funny following your wife.
Why?
Just because I follow her on Veteran Services, and every time I see her reel, I pass by quick. Don't watch Anthony. I'm watching his life. Shit, there she is again. The fuck is going on? She's following me.
She let you follow? She let Veteran Services
Yeah, she
follow?
did.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't think she knows it's me commenting
I'm gonna
all the
tell
time.
her
Hey,
tonight when I go home.
I'm going to be super creepy tonight.
She will block your house.
No, you start. You go, what the fuck is that guy saying to you?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. I'll do tonight. Hey there, Gypsy. Are you married?
That'd be so funny.
I'm on it.
Do you have pictures of yourself on the Veteran
I
Services?
don't. No.
Oh, yeah.
No,
What
but
is
it is the
this?
Hopeaholics, though.
Huh?
The Hopeaholics is on there. She must know there's some kind
No, I don't think so.
of... No?
No.
Because I post Hopeaholic stuff, but I repost it.
Oh, maybe then.
You never.
I don't
knew.
know, though, 'cause she doesn't-
Someone did comment saying thanks for the repost, and I said, "Yeah, it's me, fucker."
That was Donna.
Oh. Okay.
That was my wife.
So I'm
or was it you?
That
It was
Donna,
that one
okay.
was Donna.
So then I was talking.
Because I knew that was you, and that's
Okay.
why.
She did it because she said thanks for the
Yeah.
repost. I said,
Okay.
yeah, whatever.
Are we boring you?
No,
Okay.
no.
This
Not
is
at
humor. Wow.
We're just two idiots. You know that
Yeah.
do a podcast.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
Like, you know, we want to build this platform.
Mhm.
So every day, what do you do? Like, what are you doing? You're getting up in the morning to stay normal.
Really threw you off.
Yeah,
there,
I was
didn't he?
like,
He's
what am I doing every day?
every day.
Just to stay
Just
normal.
tell me, what do you do?
What do you do tomorrow? 9 o'clock. I want to schedule right fucking now. Okay, I want to stalk you. I want everyone to know. Yes, I'm married.
Wait,
I'm 15 years happily married. I got 3 children. No, but seriously.
oh,
For sobriety, to stay sane, you must have some kind of
Routine.
routine.
well, I work in this space helping people, which definitely helps keep me sane. I go to AA meetings. I go to therapy every other week. I hit my knees every single night, no exception. Like literally, I will forget while I'm asleep, and I will wake up
Wow.
like, oh fuck, I didn't pray, and I will literally have to get back on my knees and pray. Which I was never like that. That happened like a year ago, and ever since then, it's been like it's ingrained in me in my
DNA now.
yeah, like it's just
Right?
like the second I fall asleep and I haven't done it, it's like I dream about it. Like get
It's
up.
like, if not, I'm going to die.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Like, it's
like
that
my
important.
life literally depends on me getting on my knees and praying.
Right.
And it's just it's
You want to know what
incredible.
else? Your life and so many other people's
Yeah.
lives depend on you getting on your knees and praying.
Mm.
Because when you get on your knees and pray, you affect everybody that you come in contact with.
Yeah.
You affect their life in a positive manner. And when you don't, and it spirals so quick, because I really truly believe like God only gave us 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's what he gave. And he didn't even really give us 24, because what we sleep for, 6 to 10, depending on the human being. But, less if you're crazy. But
Yeah, under 6
On
is so
meth.
good.
well, meth I had 24 hours, but I wasn't talking. I had conversations with God, but I also was talking to the devil. So
That's very true.
Crazy.
I have had conversations with
crazy.
God, with Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, and
Well,
God.
not quite God, but
No, yeah,
I was joking.
Did
Yeah.
you see him?
yeah. I've seen Jesus. I've seen Lucifer as well.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he's a handsome man.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm. Interesting.
he looked kind of like Obama. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, baby. We are red. Okay, we do not like blue.
And yet you like the Dodgers.
Oh,
No, he was joking. He was
whoa.
joking.
I'm just kidding.
You did get me there. You got me. Might have to
Wow.
switch over to the Angels now.
Yeah, we're red.
Yeah. Red is good. What the hell were we talking about?
I
Jesus.
don't
Who cares?
know.
We're laughing,
Obama.
bro. We're laughing. It doesn't
So
matter.
I hope though, because this is the type of stuff though, like people don't realize that you can get clean and sober,
Mhm.
and you can like laugh harder than you ever laughed on alcohol, harder than you ever laughed on, maybe not the first time you smoked pot, but I don't know. Did you guys, did you ever smoke pot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like I remember, I actually remember the first time I got stoned.
I do too. It was kind of traumatizing, but that's why.
Yours was?
Yeah.
Oh man, mine was not. It was really funny. I smoked, I got stoned, and I was with my friend who had like these like kind of pointy ears, and he had like really, he hadn't lost his baby teeth. There was something wrong with him. And I was so stoned, and he's like dancing around above me, and I was on the ground laughing so hard, and he looked like a fucking elf. Like an elf.
I thought you were going to say a chipmunk. That's
like
what I pictured in my
like
head.
an elf.
Yeah.
He had these little tiny teeth.
Yes.
Little tiny teeth and pointy ears.
What was his name?
Oh, no.
What does he do every day?
Hey, buddy.
Where can we find him?
Yeah. Let's get a new picture going here, before and after.
I think he's on Facebook.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was your drug dealer?
No, he was
I'm
like
just
just like my best friend.
Yeah.
Or one of my best friends at the time. My other best friend was with us too. His name was Gavin.
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 Hey, Gavin.
His name was Brian, though. I will say that.
Brian.
Yeah.
Gavin and Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian was, he was just, woohoo. And I was just like, so stoned. Like, I don't smoke pot anymore, though.
You sure about that?
Right?
We're on this podcast. And people are like, are they stoned?
Yeah, I know.
Are you sure this is a sober podcast, or is
Well,
this
it's funny
like,
because when you called, you were so fucking.
oh yeah, when you called about the parking, you
Yeah.
were on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Everybody heard
Everyone
you.
heard you. You were just
What
so.
did I do?
You were just.
You were so excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
You were
was
like-
I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
adrenaline
literally
rush.
just me
That's-
24/7.
you said,
Yeah.
wow.
And we were
She's
like,
hooked up to the coffee machine.
we were
Yeah.
like, oh well, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, we knew right
Aw.
away. Yeah. We need
Thank
the
you.
Because
energy.
we just came out of being like tired. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
hungry.
forced me to drink a Red Bull. Last
Yeah, last night. Well, I
I
had rough
drank a-
sleep too.
Oh man, I felt like crap this
So did
morning.
I. I didn't even get up. I woke up at 4:10, saying, "Okay, I got half an hour. I'm just gonna lay back down." The next time I got up, 6:20.
From a Red Bull?
Yeah,
It felt like
from
from
last night.
hungover from a
night's
Red
one.
Bull?
Yes, I felt hungover.
I get that way from energy drinks now too.
I haven't
It's very
drank
weird.
one in. Well, I had one like 3 weeks ago. That was the last time I drank one. Maybe,
It wasn't a Red Bull though.
No, it was an Amway.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Amway?
No, it's
No, it's
second rate.
Ex- Red Bull gives
only
you
300
wings.
milligrams of caffeine. Nothing to Red Bull.
I was spun out on this
Yeah.
podcast last night. Shane was so amped he couldn't even talk. He was just like the guy's like, so Shane, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
He goes,
Well, I'm just happy Chad invited me on for the crusade.
the guy,
While your mouth is going like this.
the guy's like, so Shane, what kind of lies do drugs tell you or whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever he said. And Shane was like, what do you mean? You mean the drugs or the drug dealer? You remember that? I listened to the podcast already this morning.
I didn't listen to the whole thing. But at one point, I was saying, yeah, it's their God-given right to do drugs. If they want to try it, it's their God-given right, you know?
He even said some funny stuff like, he's like, you know, and people should be able to experiment with drugs.
Yeah.
I was like, Shane, they really shouldn't.
They should. Well, you know.
I mean, just because we did.
because we did. You know,
And as we've literally been talking about, fentanyl is in everything.
Well, that was his
so-
point. He was like,
Yeah.
you can't anymore.
you can't
oh,
yeah.
okay.
You can't anymore.
And he's like,
Context.
he's like context. He's like, you should be able to
yeah, you
though.
should
So
be able to have
meaning
fun.
like there shouldn't be fentanyl around
Right,
so
right,
that
right.
people
Yeah.
can, you know,
Smoke
experience
marijuana.
life.
Take a Xanax, do an ecstasy pill if they want. I mean, these are all whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Now all you can do is LSD or mushrooms,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Is it fentanyl and LSD?
I have no idea.
Probably just drop a little bit in there. Did you ever do LSD?
Nope.
Mushrooms?
Actually, I may have done mushrooms once. I did. Yeah. If I did anything, it was always in a blackout. So
Was
people
that
would just
weird?
tell me things.
Somebody just walked by and did that to me. They were,
Oh. Yeah. So if I did, I my blackouts where I just literally don't remember. People would say they'd
Right.
brown out. I just
Oh no.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I would be a yes man for sure, like you said. So
Yeehaw.
yes.
No, I know, but it's scary too, though. Like the blackouts are scary. It's scary for the people that you're around when you have PTSD and blackouts, because unless you have experienced it, people don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. People don't know you're in a blackout when you're in a blackout. I can see it though as a professional. I can see it in somebody's eyes when they're in a blackout, and that moment I know, okay, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, because I've had to like walk alcoholics. I see alcoholics all the time. Thousands of them have come through here, and I've had to walk people and try to convince them to go into treatment when they're in the midst of a blackout. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just walk with them for a while until they come out of the blackout, and not let them have that shooter that they want. Just let me get let me just get another drink. We had a guy in here, and he was on this podcast. He was a veteran. We brought him into treatment. He blew a 0.5.
Jesus.
It's one of the podcasts. If you go to the YouTube channel, like the title is "I blew a 0.5 and lived." Right?
Yeah, that is the title.
Wow.
Something like that.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Oof.
So damn, this was fun.
Yeah, this was really fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
good time.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Appreciate it.
I'm glad I responded. I like completely forgot to respond to your text, and then came.
I don't know why he
back
does this
around
weird
to it.
thing. I don't know. Should
We
I
pound it?
I guess. seems weird.
Maybe we should do these instead. Oh, they stick together.
They do stick together.
This one's really sticky.
They both are.
They both are. Yeah, that's all. We should wash them.
We never washed them.
We never wash them.
Oh my god!
And everyone touches them. Don't touch
No, they
things.
didn't. No,
I'm joking.
nobody has touched it. I've touched that one, and that's it. And he's
And I
probably
touched
touched
this
that
one.
one.
So have you. I gotta wash my
Except Jenny.
You're right.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Yeah.
For the next guy. Okay, good. Thanks, guys.
Is that it? You're done? All right, you're done. He's done.